Good morning. Good morning, Facebook Live and OPE community. This is Ronette Clarke Williams, your optimum productivity expert. Today is Monday, May 29th, I believe. Happy Memorial Day to all. Wanted to come to you with this morning's Monday Mastery message. The title of today's message is Virtual Freedom, How to Successfully Build and Manage a Virtual Team. So I want to take a minute to reiterate what it is that I do as the optimum productivity expert for those of you who have not followed or are not familiar. So I provide, and my team, myself and my team, we provide support for female business entrepreneurs. Specifically, we help them to transition from being entrepreneurs to CEOs by spending more time working on their business and less time working in their business. And what I mean by that is when you are an entrepreneur, particularly a solopreneur, you are doing every single job. It's all you, all day, all the time. And when that is happening, you don't have the time to concentrate on those revenue generating activities. You don't have the time to sit down and create new programs or new products. You don't have the time to market, to brand yourself properly. You don't have the time to necessarily get out there and network and get leads. So you find yourself drowning with all the to-dos, and I do understand that. Obviously, I started my business, and particularly because this is kind of my thing that I do, those to-dos, I definitely found myself being pulled in to that. So I did what made sense for me, and I went and I got a virtual team, and I got team that's saying support me, and so my virtual team helps with my operations so that I have more time to do the things that I need to do as a CEO, and my company provides that operational support for other female entrepreneurs for them to be able to do the same. So today I just wanted to have a quick chat about that, about virtual teams and how to build and to manage a virtual team. Today, as we know, is Memorial Day, and I am on vacation with my family in Myrtle Beach. So I'll give you a little, if you can see that. So this is I don't know if you can see it there. This is my view for the next week. The beauty of the beach and the sea and the ocean. I go to sleep with that lovely noise. Oop, lost me. I go to sleep with that lovely noise in the evening and wake up to it in the morning, and it's great. And I'm hoping that my juices will get a little recharge so I can come back fresh. But again, as a solopreneur, sure, I could leave, I could go away, but I also would have to be managing every single thing while I was gone, particularly in the manner that I provide support. There's not really a downtime, at least, at this stage, not really a downtime. So it is essential that I have a team that I can say, okay, guys, I can hand this stuff off to. Even if I have to still be the face in essence, I could just hand stuff off to that team and say, okay, run with it so I can go to the amusement park with the family, or we can go to the movies, or I can just chill. I could just, go down to the beach and spend some time. And that is absolutely essential. And it is doable. And it's doable for all. And I know that people will sometimes say, well, I'm just starting out and I can't afford to do that. I can't afford to have that team. But really, I think it's that you can't afford not to, because the money that you're losing not being able to spend the time in working on those revenue generating activities you will more than make up for that when you find that you have the time available to do what you need to do to expand your business, to promote your business, and to get information about you and your business out there and seek those opportunities that will bring the funds in. So with that said, just some quick stuff this morning because, hey, I need to get to the beach. Come on. But I have some notes here, so definitely going to be reading from some notes today. But okay, so in order to have a virtual team, there needs to be extreme trust and good communication. They're crucial to have with a virtual team, because unlike the ability that we have when we go into an office to see people every day, to kind of build that rapport, to be available to see people's body language, to see when they recoil, where there's certain maybe activities or things that they're assigned, or the things that they are excited about, or to see who shows up early to meetings versus who's running in 5 minutes late. I mean, just certain things like that, or conversations that you have, by the water cooler or whatever it is, and you get to know someone a bit better. There really isn't that. Normally, that's not the way it's going to work with a virtual team. Even if you do meet them initially, you don't necessarily see them every day. So you really need to be able to have that trust, and you need to be able to communicate in a way that works for all. So the first thing you need to do is you need to lead differently. Again, previously, maybe you have a team and you are the facilitator of meetings, and you set the tone, and everyone just kind of follows suit and follows in line and does what they need to do, and you can watch that process unfold right in front of you. Virtual team, that's not the case. And virtual team, I'm not there to hold their hand every step of the way. So one thing that I've noticed that I had to do is to set procedures and policies that we say, okay, fine, when we first started working together, okay, this is the way that this particular process needs to be handled, or this is the way that, if you're doing this or that for me, that I'd like for it to occur. And then what happens with that is that you have those procedures that are there, so that the next time it's done, they have a map, in essence, to follow, right, as far as how to do what to do. Because just with any other team, yes, I have a virtual team and I have someone who is specifically assigned to my work, but they could be out. Right? They could be out. And so somebody else may need to step in. So they need to know, okay, this is the way this is handled. This is how we do this. This is how, these are the steps that we need to follow. Because I, in my mind, have a certain way that I do things. And my virtual team is pretty much like my shadow. They're me. They're just many more of me. They're us's. Right? I'm creating us's. Right? And so, the work that's reflected, I want it to be reflected based on how I would also do, right? With their little flair, but in essence, the way I would do what I do. So you have to lead differently in that manner, that the direction that's provided, or the instruction that's provided, it's something that's not in their face every day. It's not a conversation that you're going to have in person every day, but it's something that is set. And everybody's on board and they understand, and there's real clarity as to what's expected. That was number one. Number two is you need to build trust differently. Kind of still picking up on the other one. Again, you cannot, you're not going to have those day-to-day, everyday, daily interactions. I'm not going to be going out to lunch with my virtual team. Right? That's not going to happen. They're not in this country. That's not going to happen. So unless I decide to get on a plane, I'm not going to be able to see them. So trust takes on a whole new meaning here. I really need to be able to have faith in their skills, their ability, but more so in the fact that I can empower them to step into the roles that they need to, independent of me being there pushing them from behind. I need to know that when they start their day, that they know that there are these certain tasks that need to be done, or certain tasks that may come their way, and that when I send that to them, I don't have to worry that 3 hours later has this thing been started, but instead that, you know, an hour or so later, like, okay, here, look, go in the Drive or go in Dropbox. I've already started working on this, and, you know, look at it, let me know, is this a direction that you want to go in, you know, any changes, any tweaks. I've got to have that. I've got to have that trust, or else this can't work. Because if I'm consistently worried about double checking the work of my team, then okay, not only am I doing my work, but then I'm doing additional work on top of that by double checking everybody else's work. So now I'm just really just losing time. So that is something that I don't want to do, and that's something that none of us want to do. And lastly, I think the most important, you've got to communicate differently. You've got to communicate differently. I am someone who, as we all know, if anybody who watches me, you know, I communicate with my hands, you know, constantly, very animated, as I say. And so when I'm on the phone with people lots of times, and particularly with my team, definitely, I pace. I pace so that my energy and will still hopefully come through the phone. I really don't, you know, I'm sitting down now because obviously I've got the video, but normally if especially if it's like a work thing and I'm trying to get an understanding, it helps me to keep my juices flowing and such, and I pace. So definitely when I'm on the phone with the team, I will do that. I will pace. I'll still be talking with my hands as I'm on the phone with them. I'll still be expressing, because I don't have the luxury of being across the table from them. Right, so they need to really hear it. They need to really feel it. I need to hear them. I need to feel them. I need to be able to, as best I can, hear where there's a pause because you know, catch it. Be able to catch those moments where, okay, maybe we have a little disconnect here. And obviously they will state it, and I will state it as well. But even to be able to catch that cue, right? To be able to catch that cue, because culturally, we communicate differently. We understand differently. Different things mean different things. So we need to be aware of that also. You know, especially if your team is not a US-based team, you need to understand, okay, so what may be important to us, or the way that we go about, you know, whether it's we Skype or some people may say, okay, they prefer email, or some people may, hey, I discovered Slack during this process. I didn't know what Slack was prior to that, you know, and some people may say, okay, well, this is the way we prefer, and these are the things that we will respond to more so than going this route, right? The communication, the way you communicate, how often you communicate, these are things that you really need to get pinned down with the team, so that everybody is comfortable, and so that you're sure that the information is getting to whom it needs to get to, and it is being worked as it needs to be worked. So those were just the 3 high points that I just wanted to, just 3 of them that I just wanted to point out today, and that was you must lead differently, you must build trust differently, and you must communicate differently in order to really start to build out your virtual team. Obviously, these are high levels. Obviously, there's a ton of steps that are involved in regards to building and managing your own virtual team, and that is definitely something that I work with in regards to my clients. Particularly since I know some of my clients, the word that I have been given is that for some people it's hard for them to even start to work with a team like mine, because they feel so unprepared and unorganized. They don't even think that they're prepared enough or organized enough for somebody to come in, as you know, as we all do, as you know, as most of us will tend to do before the maids come to the house. We feel like we need to clean. So there's a lot of that. So in addition to providing the service, we also will provide the skills needed to prepare those who are interested in getting themselves to a point where they feel that they could then hand off. And then ultimately, you know, to go full circle for anyone who's interested in learning how to manage their own virtual team, you know, that guidance will be provided as well. So have some great stuff coming down the line, middle of the year, for the summer. And hopefully there'll be something for all that will be helpful. But I'm going to go back to my lovely ocean, my lovely beach, go back to my time with family. But I did want to pop in for this Monday message. Wish all of you a happy Memorial Day and a great week. I know the kids, for us that live in the South, I know our children are out, so I know there's lots of parents figuring out, okay, what are we going to do? Camp? Or, you know, are we taking trips? What are we going to do? So good luck with those ventures. And if you found this helpful, and if you're interested in more tips from the OPE community, please feel free to click the sign up button. Or if you think this could be beneficial for others that you know, please feel free to share this video. Have a great Memorial Day and great week. Bye-bye.